Struggling with bad credit, or are you stressed about taxes? New Freedom Financial Service can help you restore your credit, file your taxes, and take control of your money. Call today. Your financial freedom starts now.
You don't have a software, tool, or subscription problem. You have a communication problem. Some of you are paying hundreds of dollars a month for tools that don't talk to each other. This creates what is called a ghost in the machine, an invisible clog that prevents data from working on your behalf. When your software doesn't communicate, you become the integration, the plug, if you will. You are effectively paying to be a data entry clerk in your own business. Join me for an elite workshop, The Ghost in the Machine. No, this is not a software demo. This is an architectural strategy session. We're going to whiteboard your entire tech stack, from lead capture to fulfillment, and expose exactly where your system is dying. Don't have a tech stack or know what that is? If you're in business for yourself in 2026, you need to. So I know I'll see you there. Together, we'll identify the manual tasks clogging your system and replace them with silent solutions. You don't need more apps. You need architecture. Click the link to secure your briefing. It's time to connect the dots.
Truth be told, every champion has felt it. Every president has felt it. Every king has felt it. Every lion has felt it. Every winner has felt it. Every soldier has felt it. Every victorious person has felt it. The urge to quit. Don't you give up on your dream. I don't care if you don't have the money, you don't have the help, and you don't have the family for it, and you don't have the background for it, and you don't have the friends for it. Don't you give up on your dream. Don't you do it. Don't you do it. Don't you do it.
In a world full of hunger, growing up on stomach pains, trying to make it over puddles and avoid the dirty stains of the streets where the rain drinks more than just your pain, and everything you have to lose is everything you have to gain. It's a battle for your mind, for your soul, for time. Either stay down in the mud or jump back up. Get on the grind, trying to catch up in the race when you started from behind. So removed from the lead that you can't even see the line. And the ones who say they love you, the same ones who hold their hand from extending you the kindness that you needed to withstand. The same ones walking blindly with contempt for fellow man. They don't lose a wink of sleep even when they leave you stranded. Fuck them all, just in tall. Never mind if you fall. Every hustler takes a L. Without those, you can't ball. It's a dirty, dirty dance. Roll the dice, take that chance. Gotta tighten up your pants to stay a victim of circumstance. Opportunity comes at a glance. Get to stepping like a band. After school, rap and dance. It don't matter, get your band to the sky up if it takes that to help you feel fly. Who am I to tell you not to when I'd rather see you try? It's a blackout to America, so I'm forced to make these choices. Ramen noodles or the bills while others riding Rolls Royce. And then claim to be their leaders. Whole time ignore their voices. Time to pay us what you owe us. They are just your first invoice. I suggest you pay up quickly. We are not that good at waiting. We have been too fucking patient. U.S. government is Satan, and the victory was ours. You can quit the time wasting and the stalling, cause it's time Babylon should get the fall. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I think by now we all know who the enemy is, right? And we all see who the enemy is, right? You know what I'm saying? Alright, so it's not a person working next to your job. Probably ain't the person that lives down the street from you. Not to say it ain't some weirdos in all these places that need to get addressed, need to get dealt with. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, man. We got a unique situation with my kid, when your kid, when they look back at our generation, what they gonna see? What they gonna see? A whole bunch of coulda, woulda, shoulda ass motherfuckers? Or they gonna look back and say, hey, I'm on my daddy's part of that generation. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I come from that. One more thing I've got to mention. If you listen, I hope you listening. We cannot ignore our kitchen, cause it's full of dirty dishes. We need mothers to be mothers, so our children can be children. We need fathers to be fathers, lead them right and give them wisdom, so our dreams can be reality, not just a bunch of wishes. Whether Muslim, Jew, or Christian, don't just talk it, you should live it. So I'm asking you, what would you do if on you this depended? For our dreams to be reality, not just a bunch of wishes. Victory is ours.
Yeah, what's going on, YouTube? Shout out everybody in the building, man. What's going on, man? Shabbat shalom to all the family tuned in. Turn these headphones down so I don't be talking all slow, because I'm listening to myself. Man, how y'all feeling out there today, YouTube? Y'all feeling good? Man, I know it's a beautiful Shabbat down here in Georgia, man. The sun's shining. It's probably about 75 degrees outside, man. It's lovely. I hope your Shabbat is as equally as beautiful wherever you may be at on the Most High's earth. If you don't know, if this is your first time tuning into the channel, I am he is I, the one and only Mr. Legit Hustle himself. And we back in the building, man. Yeah, we back. Beautiful Saturday. A lot of chaos still going on in the world, but y'all know, if you've ever tuned in here before, you know what we do here at Legit Hustle. At Legit Hustle, it's about motivating the hustlers. It's about speaking to and for the people like myself who are out here getting it on your own. Hopefully you're doing it legally. If you're not, that ain't my business. I'm here speaking to and for the hustlers, man. So if you're in the building, give me a like, hop into the live chat, join the conversation. And yeah, man, we're going to make this real interesting. Those of you who have maybe tuned into the channel before or been around for a second, you see things look a little bit different. I'm still getting used to seeing so much of myself on the screen, which I'm not really a big on-camera type of person. I'm not really into social media and all that, stuff online. It's just crazy because I'm in tech, but maybe because I know so much about it, I really don't like messing with it like that. But whatever the case may be, man, here at Legit Hustle, first of all, let me welcome you if this is your first time tuning in. But again, man, this is for the entrepreneurs, small business owners, hustlers, man, anybody out here trying to get it on their own. Today is Saturday, Shabbat. I do legit motivation on Saturdays. Why motivation? Interestingly enough, I was just speaking with my lady a little while ago. I chose to do motivation on my channel because being an entrepreneur, being self-employed, working for yourself, you know, one of the things that you have to maintain is your motivation. There's nobody there to make you go to work. There's nobody there to make you do the video editing. There's nobody there to make you work on the client's project. If you're not self-motivated, you're not going to do well in working for yourself or running any type of business, right? So in coming up with my channel, the idea, what would I talk about? What would the topics be? I chose motivation because as hustlers, we need to stay motivated. It is the engine in our car that drives us, our motivation. But if you a hustler, if you work for yourself, if you're an entrepreneur, then you know staying motivated can be quite a challenge, especially when you live in a crazy, chaotic, demonic ass world like we live in, right? So I like to do topics on Saturdays. Let's see if I can adjust this camera a little bit, man. It's tripping a little bit. And I tighten that screw up. Anywho, so yeah, on Saturday, man, we talk about topics that are essential to us as entrepreneurs, self-employed individuals, small business owners, anybody out here who has to stay motivated to do their job, to excel in what it is you do, right? And along those lines, in harmony with that overall theme for the channel, and especially for the legit motivation live streams, I chose the topic today of success. Now, if we ask people about success, do they want to be successful? People would say yes. If we ask somebody, do you know what success is? A person would say yes. And 9 times out of 10, in today's world, when people say that they understand success or they want to be successful, they're probably talking about money. They're talking about financial success 9 times out of 10. Well, what that got to do with being motivated, Mike? Today, we're going to talk about success, but we're going to start with the true definition of success, not what we think success is, right? So before we get into this topic, let's talk about what the standard definition of success is. The standard definition, if you look in a dictionary, is going to be something like to accomplish a goal, to make an achievement, to advance, right? Something along those lines. But if you look up the dictionary, in the dictionary, and you look up the definition of the word success, what you're not going to see is anything in the definition of success that's about money. Because success is not about money. Financial success is only one form of success. It may be the one that we're most familiar with. It may be the one that's most talked about. But having money does not make you successful. And not having money does not make you a failure. I'm going to repeat that again. Having money does not make you a success. And not having money does not make you a failure. Because the definition of success has nothing to do with money. All right? So we're going to look at this from a realistic standpoint. We're going to talk about success as it is, particularly the dangers that those of us who work for ourselves or have to stay motivated in this type of world, the dangers that we need to look out for when we allow other people to define success for us. Each of us needs to define success for ourselves, right? So if you've been tuning into the channel for a little bit, you know I've recently started developing my presentations more along like a storytelling type of format, just so hopefully it'll be a little bit more engaging for you guys, you know, watching it live. And again, if you don't know, any of the slideshow presentations that I ever use on Legit Hustle, whether it's legit motivation like today, or the SMB podcast on Tuesdays, which is more specifically and directly addressed to business owners, right? So we talk about more specific business topics on Tuesday. But today's topic, success. Why do we need to define success for ourselves? Well, I can assure you one thing before I start this conversation. I'm probably not going to finish this entire presentation. If you would like to finish this entire slideshow presentation, just go to legithustle.com. Down at the bottom right-hand corner of your screen, that's legit-hustle.com. And you can grab any of my slideshows that I use on Legit Motivation or on the SMB podcast for free. But let's go and get into this topic of success. So let's talk about fake winning for a second. You know, along my path, growth and development as an entrepreneur, a business owner, one of the things that I've had to learn to do is stop and smell the roses, as they say. Why is it so vital that we as people who have to stay self-motivated always remember to take time to smell the roses? Because success is not a destination. There's not a place that you're going to get to in your life that now you're successful. It's not a magic portal. You don't get to step number 10 and now you're successful, right? Truth be told, little spoiler alert, if you got to step number 10, you already know you were successful because you accomplished steps 1 through 9, right? That's more akin to truly being successful than thinking of success as a destination or someplace we get to. Let me take a second to give a shout out to my brother, Black Truth United, in the building with us, man. I appreciate you pulling up, bro. You know what it is. FBA to the core. We everybody pulling for you. We still rocking with you. I saw the video that you posted earlier today. I didn't get a chance to watch it, but I did give it a like. So I'm going to make sure I go back and check out your content, bro. Anybody in the building, if you FBA, if black issues are important to you, then please, by all means, go check out and subscribe to my brother, Black Truth United, to his channel. A lot of legitimate information on there. He also manages a black business Rolodex. So if you're a black entrepreneur, business owner, that's the brother you want to see when it comes to networking and linking up with guys like myself. I'm a member of the FBA Business Rolodex. So if you're a small business owner and you're a black American, I would highly suggest you get down with it. And that's the man to go see right there. My brother, Black Truth United, in the building. Appreciate you pulling up, man. Big B1 salute. Oh, you know it all day. You know what it is, man. All right, so let's talk about this thing about success. Again, it's not a destination. It's a choice. That's right. Success is a choice. It's a personal choice. And so with success actually being a personal choice, we have to define that choice for ourselves. If we allow someone else to define success for us, we're going to run into some very serious vulnerabilities. And that's what we're going to be talking about today. Why is it so important? So let's take a legitimate look at something. If you're a self-employed person, business owner, or maybe even another content creator, how often are you up working on something and you tired, right? You may have been at this for hours. You may have worked a regular 9-to-5 job and then came home and did your side hustle thing, whatever the case may be. But it requires you to put that work in, that grind, right? How many times do you pick up your device, you're taking a little break or something, or you checking something on your social feeds, and what do you see? You see influencers with Lamborghinis. You see them in big mansions. You see them flashing money, luxury jewelry, assuming that all of it's real, of course, right? Because you know you got the people that's doing it with the fake stuff anyway. But you see that that's what you see on social media from supposedly successful people. You got the Lamborghini shot. You got to have a shot of the Lambo. If you're on social media, you're an influencer, right? You got to show them what the crib look like. Shout out to my brother Smash and Idol in the building. Smash, hey man, I've been waiting on you to pull up to the next live. So I'm not going to do it now because I don't want to break my stream of thought. But I've been waiting on you, Smash. I got a very special announcement for the Legit Hustle family over here on my channel. And it was really kind of inspired by you, Smash. So it wouldn't be right if I made the announcement and you wasn't here. So now that I know you here, I can announce something that's really big that we're working on right now. It's going to be super dope. I think everybody that mess with Legit Hustle as a channel going to really like it. So I'm going to get into this topic a little bit. And then I got a very, very, very special announcement. And I had to make sure my brother Smash was in the building. So I've been waiting on you, bro, to pull up so I can drop this. All right. So let's talk about what happens, right? When you look on social media, what you're getting shown is that success is the Lambo. Success is the Richard Mille. or Ricard Mill, whatever, however you ever say this French nigga name. You know what I'm saying? You get told that success is that. If you ain't got a 1 kilo gold chain on, Cuban on, looking like Busta Rhymes, people question if you're successful, right? If you don't have the rings and the watches and the beautiful women around you, people question if you're successful. What is that? Well, that's a lie, because success has nothing to do with any of those things. And that is the danger of allowing other people to define success for us, right? What happens? You end up chasing something, some figment, some illusion that other people are projecting out there of what success is, and you end up chasing a waterfall. You end up chasing something that was never real. You didn't know that he paid $1,200 to rent the Lambo for the day. You didn't know that his mama is a real estate agent and she gave him the keys to a house that she selling so he could shoot some content in it because the owner's already moved out. You don't know any of those things, right? But we end up basing our ideas and our definitions of success on fake projected images, ideas, concepts, priorities that somebody else has told us is important, none of which are included in the very definition of success. If you look up the etymology of the word success, there's nothing in the etymology, in the root of the word success, that has anything to do with money. It definitely doesn't say anything about you got to have a 458 Italia. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Not a 458. You got to have a SF90. Yeah, you can't have a L430. You got to have a SF90, right? Well, what's the problem with that? You end up burning yourself out, exhausting yourself, wasting your resources, chasing something that was never real and was never your goal to begin with. All because looking at other people's definition of success. And that projected image of success, oftentimes, more times than not in today's era on social media, is not even real. It's not even theirs. It's not even legitimate success. Right? What else happens? You start spending money. Money, if you're a hustler or entrepreneur, you know in the early stages of your business, everything is about funding that venture. Your personal money going into it, you probably leveraging assets. If you own a house, you might take out a mortgage, you might title loan your car. People do all kind of things at the start of running a company. So having funds available is extremely important when you start a business. But if you're trying to keep up with somebody else's definition of success, if you think you're going to make more money because you bought a Louis belt, then you're not a legitimate hustler. That Louis Vuitton belt would have did you more good if you had kept that money and used it to run you some Facebook ads or Google ads or promote your channel or hire a developer to build your app. There's a lot of ways. But if you're chasing that figment of success that somebody else has painted for you, you're going to spend money and waste resources in areas that, especially at the startup point of your venture, you need to be investing all of your capital back into your dream, into your business. But if you're out here chasing somebody else's definition of success, if you think you got to wear this or dress like this or drive this, and then people going to think you're successful, all you're going to do is waste your resources. You're going to end up spending trying to look like you're worth something rather than investing to actually be worth that. Right? So, allowing other people to define success for us is fundamental to maintaining our motivation. You don't burn yourself out. Don't burn through your resources. Don't create problems for yourself as a business owner or entrepreneur because you're trying to keep up with an illusion that someone else has painted for you and called it success. It doesn't work. What tends to happen in those scenarios? You burn yourself out. You end up with a closet full of material possessions and no money. You look good when you go online, but your bank account crying. Because we have allowed someone to convince us that success means I drive this kind of car. Success means I wear this kind of watch. Success means I wear these type of shoes. And none of these things, especially material possessions, are in the definition of success. So when we speak about success, the fact that the first thing, I guarantee you, I put success on the thumbnail and success alone for a reason. Because I knew immediately, with my channel being about business and hustling, the first thing people are going to think is this topic is about money. And as you're going to see, I'm probably not going to talk about money at all, or very little, or not in a positive context a whole lot in this discussion, because money is not the root of success, and money does not define success. Again, I said in the outset, I'll repeat it again. You can be successful and have very little money. You can have a lot of money and still be a failure. What do I mean? Let's take somebody that's in the news that we all know the name. Epstein. Let's drag this nigga name through the mud for a minute. Epstein. You got all the money in the world. You got all the access to all the material things you could ever want. But if you're bankrupt, morally, ethically, spiritually, if your idea of fun, now that you got all the money and the Ferraris, is doing adult things to underage children, taken from people, you a taker like that, would you ever consider a Jeffrey Epstein a successful person? Would you call Jeffrey Epstein successful? If you do, please tune away from Legit Hustle at this moment, because I don't want to rock with you at all. I don't even want you watching my content if you think that's success. That's not success. That's the total opposite of success. That's total failure. So you can have all the money in the world and still be a failure. Or you can have very little money and be a raving success. Why? You don't let anybody define success for you. Right? So therein lies the danger of allowing other people to define what success is to you. Jeffrey Epstein would think he was successful because he's a weirdo, and he accomplished the weirdo behavior that he was into. But would you or I think that was successful? No. You see, success is individual. Each person has to define what is success for themselves, because that's the definition of success: to make advancement, to achieve, to accomplish an objective. That's what success is. If you set out to be a dog catcher when you was a little boy, you told all your homeboys, hey man, when I grow up, I'm gonna catch dogs, man. I hate all these dogs running through the neighborhood. When I grow up, I'm gonna be a dog catcher. And if you out there catching dogs right now, how is you successful? You did what you set out to do. Because you don't drive a Ferrari and you don't have a Bentley from being a dog catcher, someone like me or anyone else could not come along and say you are not successful. You accomplished what you set out to do. Success is individual, right? But if we don't define success for ourselves, we make ourselves vulnerable to the corrupt people. How? We're going to talk about some very specific ways. Let's talk about what happens when we allow others to define success for us. Let's use a term. Everybody at Legit Hustle is grown, right? This ain't a channel for children. We have mature conversations over here. So the term social engineering should not be new to anybody on my channel. If it is, let's just explain social engineering this way: allowing yourself and society to be controlled and routed according to the wishes, desires, morals, or whatever else of a group or one individual person, depending on who it may be. The president of the United States has enough influence because of his position that his decisions have consequences for society at large. So technically, the president alone can engage in social engineering. So is this a speech about fighting against social engineering? Protesting against Trump? Hell no. This is about defining success for yourself. Because when you define success for yourself, the influence of the society around you, especially for us in America, we know who is the dominant society on this land. Do you want their influence? Do you want to pattern yourself after those behaviors? And this is not a condemnation of any race of people. I'm specifically talking about those who are in positions of power. And statistics alone say that that is predominantly white men in America, correct? Do you want that handful of white men in positions of influence in America controlling your life, determining your morality, shaping your values, telling you you're a failure because they decide so? Is that what you want? If you don't define success for yourself, that's exactly what you run the risk of, allowing other people of influence to shape your destiny, to control your life, to determine who you are, and what you're capable of, what you'll ever be able to accomplish, because they decided, not because of you, not your brilliance, not your hard work, not your discipline, not your dedication, not your motivation. Some random group of people determining what society is supposed to be doing, what direction we're supposed to be going in. They're artificially manipulating society. And one of the greatest ways that they manipulate us as a people is have us on that rat race of thinking everybody's supposed to be millionaires. If everybody was a millionaire, a million wouldn't be none anymore. By logic alone, common sense, everybody's not going to be a millionaire. Ferrari only makes so many models every year. Everybody can't buy a new Ferrari. Everybody can't buy a used Ferrari. There are people right now who haven't bought their first home before. So this idea that we're all supposed to be measuring our worth based off some cockeyed, cockamamie scheme that people in closed rooms that we don't have access to determine, that's extremely dangerous in this world. Because we see what type of people we be giving control of our lives to. And I don't think none of us want that. I don't think that's what any of us are about, right? But if you don't define success for yourself, that's what you risk happening. What about what else? What about what else? Yeah, whatever. Smash, you already know what it is with me, Holmes. Loss of agency. What does this mean? Loss of agency. What am I talking about? You're not in control of yourself. You're not directing your agent, your avatar. You're not directing your business. You're not directing your financial life. You're not even the person in control of your decision making because you let someone else tell you what it meant to be successful. That's what it is to have a loss of agency. Your life isn't being determined by you. Your decisions are being dictated by people you've never met in your life. And if you knew them, you probably wouldn't like them or even want to be around them. How many of us, matter of fact, how many people, when you saw the thumbnail for this video and it said success at the bottom, how many people thought this was going to be a conversation about money and financial success? And it's not a right or wrong answer. Y'all know I don't rock like that over here. It's just a discussion between me and the homies at Legit Hustle, right? But 9 times out of 10, when you say the word success, the only thing people think of is money. Who told you that success meant money? Who programmed us to think that I'm successful because of the type of watch I wear? Or that I'm successful because of the type of shoes I wear? Or that you're not successful because you can't wear them? That's bullshit. because you have to define success for yourself. If you set out to be a kindergarten teacher and you're a teacher now, who am I to say you're not successful? Who is anyone to come along and tell you you're not successful? Right? Smash says, by now I know better. Success means wisdom to me. Most definitely. And those are the type of topics that we're going to talk about when it comes to true success. And it really has nothing to do with money. It's not about money. Success isn't about money. We have been conditioned, we have been programmed to think that success is equivalent to money. And it's not. What's something else? A manufactured identity. You know, I'm going to be real with y'all, man. You know why I don't like the internet? I'm going to tell you why I was nervous about live streaming, because people fake as hell. And if anybody know me, you know I personally in my real life, I can't stand a fake motherfucker, man. Because fake people have done me a lot of harm in my life. The person you thought was your friend that wasn't a friend. The relative who didn't have your back but betrayed you instead. Fake people are the people who get close to you and hurt you. You want to know why so many people are fake today? Because they let somebody else tell them who the hell they supposed to be. They don't even know who they are. They don't even know who they supposed to be. Because they let somebody else tell them who they supposed to be. That's what a manufactured identity is. How do we see manufactured identities? I'm going to use my life. Y'all know me at Legit Hustle, man. I like using my real life on these topics. My generation, when it came to gang life, man, do you know that we grew up thinking that we were supposed to be gangsters? We black men. We had to be gangsters. Yeah. That's how me and my friends grew up thinking, that we had to be this way. Never mind, all of us got two parents at home. We live in the freaking suburbs, man. It wasn't no upper class suburbs like that, but from where I come from, we wasn't in the projects. We lived in a house that my parents bought. By every stretch of the imagination, we were privileged children compared to most of our peers at my schools I grew up in, where I grew up at, on the east side of Albany, Georgia. We were privileged in reality. But society so conditioned us. Let's name some movies. And no knock to nobody that was in the movies. No knock to none of the rappers or anybody that came from our era. I rock with us, man. But we have to realize and recognize that we got duped, bro. We got tricked. You had little kids who were growing up in privileged situations, watching Menace to Society, watching movies, Boys in the Hood. This is the only time you saw powerful black men in media in my day. Wasn't no Michael B. Jordans winning Oscars in my day. We ain't see that. We thought this is who we supposed to be. This, when we grow up, this is what we gonna have to be prepared to be. Not realizing we were being programmed to be gangsters and hoes. So even though we grew up in a situation where it wouldn't seem logical that we would end up in the streets and being involved in certain things because you look at our family, but in reality, we were susceptible to that influence of letting somebody else tell us who we were supposed to be as young black men. That happened to a lot of us all across this country. I have a cousin, rest in peace to my cousin Ryan. Ryan became a vice lord. And Ryan is how I got some of my affiliations to certain organizations, was because of his affiliation, right? But my cousin, when we was kids, my cousin played the violin, y'all. My cousin, even when we were grown, we'd be up smoking and drinking, sometimes crying, shedding tears about, things that happened, or wishing we could get certain moments back or whatever, do something different. You know how it is when you with your bros. And my cousin, some of his fondest memories was back when he was a child playing the violin, man. Before the streets got him. Before he fell into that trap of thinking that's what he had to do because of the circumstances he was in Flint, Michigan. Shout out to everybody up in Flint. If you are Sanders and you from Flint, Michigan or Louisiana or hell, if you from Michigan, Wisconsin, Louisiana, or Texas, and your last name Sanders or Shoemaker, we probably related. So shout out to everybody in Flint, man, my hometown. But my cousin faced some adversity as a child in his family growing up. His father ended up being taken out of the home, and my violin playing cousin, who wasn't no bad kid anyway, ended up out there in them streets. Right? And at the core, and as a 46-year-old man who been there, done that, as a 46-year-old man, I can look back and tell you with absolute certainty, we let the world, we let the dominant society tell us who we were supposed to be as black men. That's what they got us. We did the rest to ourselves. We did the rest to ourselves. Why? Because someone gave us a manufactured identity. That's the seriousness of letting someone else define success for you. You run around with a manufactured identity of who you are, and you get involved in extra risky things. You make bad decisions. You get involved in all kind of extra shit because somebody else told you that that's who you was. You stop being you, and then you start performing. You start fronting. You start capping. Think about all the terms that we use for when people just being fake. Just call it what it is. You're fake or you're lying. We got a lot of terms, but why is it so prevalent? Why is it happening? Why do we see it every time we turn around? Because most of us have let people that we don't know tell us what it is to be successful. Let people we don't know tell us who we're supposed to be as a black man, as a black woman, even as a white man or a white woman. We have let other people tell us who we supposed to be. So many people are walking around right now, flexing, flogging, fronting, faking like they successful, like they just got it popping, like they just really, really doing it. All off a fake identity that was never them to begin with. It was never even real. You don't see it every time you look around? Did you ever stop to think that so many of these people are being fake and trying to project the image that is not them because they think that's what it is to be successful? They're performing the role of a successful person. They're not building a successful life. And when I said that, I just thought about my homeboy Jason Black. I don't know him personally, but it made me think about Jason Black and some of the things that he talks about, especially on the business channel. You'll run around here, man, doing the goofiest, dumbest shit for the whole world to see online, thinking you look successful. It's goofy. It's silly. But at some point, I guarantee you, all those fake influencers, all the people with the fake cars and all that stuff, at some point, they let somebody convince them that that was success. And they wanted to be successful so bad that they wanted to convince you that they were successful so bad that they took on the fake identity and they became that person, the alter ego, the fake ass person. Sometimes you hear me say on my channel that when it comes to me in real life, right? I was nervous about having a channel. I was nervous about people knowing me that I don't know, honestly, right? But I had to accept the fact that, one, the channel was going to be very necessary for my company, for where I was trying to go with it, right? So it's a business decision at the end of the day. But if you watched, you've heard me say something. I don't be wanting people to confuse legit hustle with Mike. You know what I'm saying? Because I know I'm not Legit Hustle. Legit Hustle is a channel. That dude up there in the corner that I kind of patterned off me on AI, that's not me either. Legit Hustle is a channel. I am not Legit Hustle. My name is Mike. And Mike is quite a bit different than Legit Hustle sometimes. Right? But some of us start believing that we legit hustle. Some of us start believing that you your channel. Some of us start taking on the identity of a fictitious thing that we made up. Don't believe me? Just hop on social media. Just scroll. Just go explore. And tell me you don't see a bunch of people living fake lives with fake personalities. They're not authentic. They're not real. It's totally made up. And again, at some point, I would be willing to bet that someone convinced them that success was something other than what they would have defined it as themselves. Right? So this is literally what happens. Look around. We see it. This is the consequence of other people defining us, and specifically what success is or isn't. Right? All right, so I'm going to pause right here for just a second. I'm going to go and drop this thing, man, because I'm a little excited. Hey, Smash, you in the building? I'm going to pause for a second because I know it's a little bit of a delay between what I see on my end and what y'all see on YouTube. If you still in the building, Smash, throw me something in the chat. I got something for you. So, I have some ideas and some things that I'm going to be releasing and doing coming soon. So, Smash, my brother, glad you here, man. Check this out. I remember one of the first times I did a live stream. It was last summer. I started live streaming in like August of last year. One of my very first live streams I did, you was there, and you've been here ever since, man. And you made a statement to me in the comments in that live stream, and I never forgot it. And you pointed out that you never hear me asking for cash apps. If you notice, I don't ask for cash apps on my live stream, even on my channel. When I first started my channel, I did, because that's what I saw everybody do on YouTube. So I thought that was just kind of like par for course, right? But I stopped doing it because I really don't care about that. That's not why I started the channel. So I want to make a special announcement. Smash. Instead of asking my subscribers for money, I decided I'm going to help y'all make some. So we will be launching the Hustle Team on April the 1st of this year. That's right. We're going to launch Hustle Team. I'm going to invite you out. Smash, I waited for you to get here because I wanted to invite you. I wanted you to be the first person that I invited to come join the team. And rather than ask you for a cash out, I want to pay you a whole bunch of money, dog. You feel me? So we will be launching Hustle Team on April the 1st. And as opposed to being a channel that asks for cash apps, now I'm going to do something different. I'm going to be the first channel that my subscribers come get bread with me. You feel me? So we going to do that. So we will be launching the Hustle Team on April the 1st. I will put together a video, and the next live stream I do, I'll get into it more in depth and give you the details about what you need to do. We're going to be having a opportunity meeting sometime at the beginning of April, which I'll be doing on Zoom. You guys can come out. I give you the whole rundown, tell you what you do and how you actually make money with me and my little small team, right? It's going to be fun, man. It's a lot of money on the table, and it's really simple. You ain't got to know nothing about technology. You don't have to know nothing about coding. You don't have to know nothing about it. It doesn't involve YouTube. It's none of that. I'm going to invite you into the inside of my business that's not on YouTube. And that's what I want to do. So look out for Hustle Team coming April 1. Because over at Legit Hustle, man, we going to get money together. I don't want y'all cash apps. And no knock to anybody that does that, because I understand running a channel is expensive. and especially when you have duty. So not a knock to anybody that does the Cash App thing. That's no disrespect. All right, I get it. I understand it, especially from a business standpoint. I'm just fortunate enough that my circumstances are somewhat different, right? I don't necessarily need to try to make money on YouTube, and that's not bragging. That's not saying I'm rich or I got a whole lot. That's not. I'm just extremely fortunate and grateful to the Most High to be in the position that I'm in. So, Hustle Team is your homie, your brother from another mother, Mr. Legit Hustle himself, inviting the people that come to my channel to come get some money with me, and then you can see what it is that I do and where this information that I talk about on here really comes from, because this isn't stuff that I make up. I don't just chat GPT topics. Like the outline for this topic, I literally hand wrote. Where my notebook at? Because, one thing about when you use AI, sometimes people think everything you do be AI. But literally, I don't know if the camera probably ain't going to show that. But literally, if you could see this notebook, you would see the outline that I hand wrote this morning for this very presentation, right? So my presentations are my ideas. They're my thoughts. They're my thoughts on topics that I talk about, right? But I just use the AI to expand it, do some research, and then develop the slideshow presentation. But it'd be my thoughts, my ideas. That's why I'm Legit Hustle, man. Well, this is Legit Hustle. I just said I want Legit Hustle. Look, I told you I suck. Black Truth. I suck as a YouTuber, bro. I already know it. So y'all have to forgive me, man. I'm new at this YouTube thing. You feel me? But anyway, yeah, man. So I try to make sure that what I talk about on here is always authentic. That is really me. This is Mike. The channel is Legit Hustle, but these is Mike thoughts. These are my experiences. This is based on the things that I have learned on my path in 46 years, right? So, when it comes to the channel, I don't think and I do it intentionally. Matter of fact, I'll say this because we're talking about I appreciate it, Black Truth. But yeah, I'll say this on here because this we real over here on Legit Hustle, right? I gotta quit smoking weed before I go live, y'all. I tell you, man, my mind be like running off 30 miles an hour. I'm gonna come back to that because it's gonna come back. Oh, success. This is what I when I was working on the notes earlier, I didn't put it in the slideshow presentation for a reason, because certain topics you got to be careful with AI. It'll start introducing themes in there. So when it comes to developing my presentations, I don't typically put any spiritual topics in my notes that I give to the AI to develop the presentation, because I don't want it introducing stuff that I don't agree with into my presentations, right? But I made it a point that I was going to point this out. I'm going to say this on March the 21st, 2026. And anybody that's here and you ever see this, I want you to hold me accountable to this. Do me a favor and hold me accountable. If you ever see me on my channel using what I have in life to appeal to you, you should stop trusting me. I'm going to say that again. If you ever come to Legit Hustle and my content is showing you a lot about what I have, you should stop trusting me, because I am trying to appeal to you emotionally. And that is not what I do this for, right? I like to have fun. I talk about these topics, but I want you to value the information because it's logical and it makes sense to you, not because I swayed you or influenced you emotionally. I'm a salesman. I know how to persuade people. But the scriptures give us a very clear warning. You're supposed to be very weary of people that try to appeal to your eyes. The scriptures say that those things lie with the devil and not with the Father, right? So I am very peculiar about how much of my personal life and accomplishments I'm willing to share with anybody online. It wouldn't matter if I had 17 Ferraris and 18 Lambos on the other side of this camera. Y'all would probably never see them unless you knew me personally. Why? Because when people come online and show you all that they got, they're trying to manipulate you. So if I ever come on this channel and go to doing things like that, you should not trust me. And I'm saying that today. And I'm going to stand on that. If I ever come on here and do that and move that way, stop watching me. You shouldn't trust me. Right? I'm only speaking to people that speak this type of language, that I already know, that's already on this type of thing. I ain't got to try to persuade you with what I have or don't have. You should already be on your game enough to know good, solid game or good business advice when you hear it. You should be able to distinguish. You should be discerning enough as a hustler to know the truth when you hear it. I shouldn't have to trick you with your eyes and manipulate your emotions. If I can do you like that, you need to step your game up. You need to go read some more books. You need to pray a little bit, meditate, do something. But as a hustler, you should never be so easily swayed emotionally. You make your decisions off what makes sense, what's logical, what moves us forward, what advances my team, because I have determined what makes me successful, right? So I don't do that on here, man. No matter what I have or don't have, if you don't know me in real life, I'm not coming on the internet showing you that. It's not your business. And if I did, I'd be trying to manipulate you. So that's not what it is. But we can tell, and we already know, that for society at large, that is a big problem. Everybody doesn't have that inner strength to resist that influence or resist that level of manipulation. And we're susceptible to it because we like things that appeal to our eyes. I like beautiful women. I like beautiful cars. I like jewelry, right? But I have to be careful. But because I like those things so much, I have to be careful of the people who have those because they can influence me because I already like those things, right? And that's the same for all of us. And that's just me, sharing a little real life, how I deal with things, because I have to deal with those same pressures just like all of you all do, especially when it comes to being a hustler and getting things on your own. Hey, and Smash, just for you, bro, man, I loaded like about 4 other music videos up. So I loaded up some of my other songs that you haven't ever heard before in the music video. So if you still here at the end of the show, man, we gonna rock out for a little bit today. You know what I'm saying? And that's just to show love to my bro, because he been here since day one, literally since like my first or maybe second live stream. He in the building. So that's for you, homie. So let's talk about the lies that we get sold. What lies do we get sold? That possessions equal success. That's the lie. That is the lie that we have been told that has caused everyone to associate the word success with material possessions. We are materialistic as a whole, as a people, largely because of that. And what is materialism? So many people think materialism is about loving possessions. That is not materialism. Materialism in itself actually doesn't really have anything to do with your possessions. Materialism is a mentality. Materialism means you are unaware of anything beyond the material. You don't have spiritual insight. You don't have discernment. You probably lack empathy and intuition. Those things that come from us from the inside. When a person lacks those things, they equate everything only to what they see, only to what's tangible. If a person who is materialistic can't touch it, see it, or feel it, they don't believe it. Until they can touch it, see it, feel it, a materialistic person doesn't believe it. That's materialism. It's not about your possession. It's about, can you see beyond? Are you connected beyond the material world, the physical world? Where do the possessions come in? They're your report card. The reason why it's so easy for us to associate materialism or being materialistic with the possessions that a person has is because for a materialistic person who can only equate things to tangible, touchable things, the more possessions that they have, the better they are. The more this they have, the more successful they are. They don't value things of deeper value. They don't value wisdom, like you said, Smash. They don't value intelligence. They don't value character. They don't value honesty. They don't value loyalty. They don't value integrity. They only value what they can see, touch, or feel. They are totally materialistic. That's what materialism is. Why do we think materialism is not that, but about how many possessions a person has? Because someone else has told us that the number of possessions we have is success. That's the lie. Just like they tricked us into thinking that all of us young black men were supposed to be gangsters and all our young black sisters was supposed to be hoes. Yeah, they lied to us about what success is too. As much as here on Legit Hustle, let me go and give y'all a little warning, man, as we move on. Because, I ain't even been doing this live stream thing a whole year yet. You're going to hear a lot about Ferraris on Legit Hustle because I love cars. And that has, ever since I was a child, that has been my favorite car brand. I love Ferrari, right? As a car. But do you know there are people who would consider me not successful if, let's say, I went and bought a 2009 458 instead of a 2024 SF90. But if my goal as a child was to simply have a Ferrari, why does it matter which one I got? I achieved that goal. I'm successful not because I got the most expensive mid-engine V8. I'm successful because I said I wanted a Ferrari and I got one. Does it matter what year? If I feel accomplished because I did that thing, is it cool for the guy who bought a SF90 or got a Lamborghini SVJ to come and say, man, you ain't successful, man, you still poor. Man, that's a 2000, that's a 2008. That's a 2009 458, man. You can get that for like 150, 200. Would that be cool? But that's how people do, though. Think about it. How many times do rappers brag about having the newest? How many times do automobile manufacturers press it on you that you got to have the newest? When in actuality, if you want to be truthful about it, the difference between most of these cars ain't worth calling it a difference as you progress. And what I mean by that is, if you're familiar with cars, I'll use this as an example, right? The difference between an F12 and a 812, performance-wise, is significant. There's a significant difference, right? But it's not so significant that you should feel like you that much better than the guy who got an F12. It's not that much significant that you could have that kind of swag about it, like, because you got an 812 and I drive a F12, no. But that's what gets promoted to us. It got to be the newest. It got to be the latest. It got to be the shiniest. It got to be the brightest. It got to be the most expensive version, or you ain't doing it. That's the lie that we get told. We get taught to equate material possessions with success, which reinforces the notion that success only applies to finances, which is a lie. Success is not about finances at all. There is a such thing as being financially successful, but that ain't about the amount of money you make. That ain't about which Ferrari you drive. If I drive a F12 and I'm making money on it, and you upside down in your 812, yeah, you got the newer, more expensive one. But as a hustler, that wasn't a good decision, right? That's financial success. Knowing how to manage your money, knowing how to manage debt, knowing where to invest money, where to put money, when to get out of an investment. That's being financially successful. And none of it has to do with how much money you have. When I was in the mortgage business, Missy Love says all this car talk. Hey, you got it. Hey, this, Missy, you already know what it is with me. You know how much I love cars. So, what was I finna say? You threw me out with that. I forgot. But yeah, so the amount of the thing, the value of it, that doesn't make us successful either. I was about to tell you about the mortgage industry. When I was a mortgage banker back in the day in Atlanta, right? You would be surprised. You probably got more money in your account right now than most of the people who were refinancing million and multi-million dollar homes. And I am not exaggerating. I have seen people trying to take out 6-figure and 7-figure loans to buy a property or to refinance the property. And they didn't have the $125 application fee for the loan. And I know it because they have to hand over their financial statements. I can look at your checking account, Mr. Man in the big pretty house with the Bentley. Yeah, you got them. But I know people in the projects that got more money in their account than you right now. You broker than them. They just look better being broke. I saw it firsthand. Exactly, Black Truth United. They call them house poor. They look like they got it going on. They look like they got it. But if you look at their financials, it's a whole nother picture. There's a difference between looking like you're financially successful and being financially successful. But we have been sold the lie that possessions determine financial success. Therefore, if I just get possessions, that means I'm successful. No, you're not. You're going to end up with a lot of debt and broke. And then somebody like me will be using you as an analogy on a terrible YouTube channel that they started 2 years ago. But that's neither here nor there. You know what I'm saying? Don't be judging me. Anywho, I'm going to take another little break, man. All right, so check this out. For those of y'all who do not know, my name is Mike, a.k.a. Mr. Legit Hustle. And I am a web developer as well as a business consultant. And from time to time, I like to hold events locally and online for small business owners, entrepreneurs, self-employed people, anybody that's interested in getting it, that's out here doing it on their own. So I want to take the time to remind you all about some of the events that I have coming up. Now, I was scheduled to have a Ghost in the Machine event on the 25th of this month, but I got a lot going on this week, so I'm going to have to cancel the event on the 25th. So the next event that I will be having coming up is actually going to be the Chaos Audit event. And I don't know why. Okay, there you go. Yeah, so that'll be the next event that I have coming up. Now, the Chaos Audit, to give you a little idea what this is, it's not a sales presentation. It's actually designed to be a group workshop and consultation session. So at the Chaos Audit, this is for people who may be new in business and not using a lot of tech, or maybe you already have an existing business and you don't really know how you can use the technology to scale and grow your business and do things with it that you probably never even thought of that you can do, right? The Chaos Audit is for you. First, we're going to take a look at your business. We're going to break it down, and we're going to find out exactly where your business and your plan is going chaotic, which is why you aren't hitting your KPIs or your key performance indicators or your goals, right? Those are what we call goals in tech, KPIs. So the Chaos Audit is to help you get a hold of your business, wrangle out any chaos and extra stuff that you might have going on and get you on the road to being profitable, giving you good cushion, good margins, and giving you the ability to grow and scale your business. So if you're interested, please, 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 please come check out the chaos audit. I don't know the exact date for it or when it will be exactly, but if you're interested in attending, you can always visit events.emayasolutions.net, the website at the bottom of my screen, and you can get any information on any events I may be having. And look out, because I'm back on the road, I'm back on the move, so I might be pulling up in your city or your town sometime soon. If I am, I definitely let you know. And y'all come out and kick it with your bro, man. We're going to do it live and in person. We're going to do a lot of networking, because that's what we're about, man. This is legit hustle. This is the channel for the hustlers, business owners, entrepreneurs. That's what we're about over here. All right. So I'm going to be pulling up in some cities here coming up, and hopefully get to meet a lot of people in person. And we're going to do some stuff, man. We're going to put some things together. Chaos event coming up in April. You can attend in person, depending on where the location is, or you can watch it, because I live stream them on Zoom as well. So I'll have one of those coming up again at the beginning of April. And also, shout out to my client and the sponsor for today's show, Mrs. Yvette Nelson, over at New Freedom Financial Services in Albany, Georgia. And I would tell y'all something about her, but I'm going to let her do the talking. All right. Shout out Yvette and the fam over there, New Freedom Financial.
Struggling with bad credit, or are you stressed about taxes? New Freedom Financial Service can help you restore your credit, file your taxes, and take control of your money. Call today. Your financial freedom starts now.
Yeah, so let me kill that. I don't know. Yeah. Oh, what you say? You said as long as it fits the rules of the B1. Oh, okay, cool. I'll let you know. I signed up, so I'll reach out to you. I'll go in there and check out and see what the rules are. To give you a little bit of idea about it, they're always free for now. I don't charge, and I tend to like to have them at libraries. So I'm trying to plan one in Savannah. I'm trying to plan one in Jacksonville within the next month or so. Then I'll probably be hitting Atlanta and start moving north and outside the city, Charlotte, pull up into some places I ain't been in a few years. Shake hands, make friends, like it's all innocent. Then before they look up, I'm selling their town cook up. I would say shout out Jay-Z, but I'm really disappointed with Jay. But that was one of Jay bars, if you ain't know. But anywho, so yeah, let's get back to this topic of success, man. So we've accepted that we've been lied to. That's nothing new. 2026, we now realize that we've been lied to probably all our life. So much of what we thought was is not, and how we thought was is not. All right. So the fact that we've been lied to is not new information for us. We shouldn't even be shocked. So what do we need to do? We have to look in the mirror. We have to look in the mirror. We have to look at ourselves. This, again, is another common theme here at Legit Hustle. Many of my topics, if you're familiar with the channel, if you tune in, I talk about being accountable and reflecting on yourself. Why? That's the key to so much in life. It's even scriptural. Keep your eye on yourself. Make sure you walking like you supposed to. Quit worrying about how that man over there walking, or how that sister over there walking, and just make sure you walking right. That's self-reflection. The name of the game is self-mastery. Master yourself. You can't master yourself if you don't look at yourself. So looking in the mirror is essential, not just as quote unquote hustlers or business owners, but just as people, just as individuals. It's vital that we be able to look at ourselves. How do you know if you got something on your shirt before you step out in public? You don't look in the mirror. How you know you ain't, got some mustard from the hot dog you just ate if you don't look in the mirror before you step out? You know what I'm saying? It's normal. It's natural for us to check ourselves visually. But this is about looking in a different type of mirror. Up here. In here. Right? You got to look in that mirror. Are you materialistic? Are you incapable of connecting or relating to anything that you can't see, touch, or feel, that isn't tangible. No, this is not about religious belief, faith, or spirituality. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about just the natural thing. Do you know intuition is something that all of us should have, because intuition just means inner knowing, right? But how many people live like that they have zero intuition? How many people do you see in life moving through life like they have zero awareness of what the hell really going on around them? Are you one of those? If you are not aware of anything beyond your physical, you might want to look in the mirror and make sure you're not becoming materialistic. Because that is what materialism is, the ability to see beyond the tangible. Possessions become the thing that allow a person to feel or see themselves as successful because they have a lot of tangible goods. But success isn't about how many tangible goods you have either. Right? So us as individuals have to look at ourselves and see, am I starting to be a little bit materialistic? Am I starting to think I wasn't successful because I had to take a step back? Real life story. And I'm not going to be specific on why I'm telling this story, but I hope whoever needs to hear this hears this and they get the value of this story. Man, several times in my life, I've had to take a step back. I went from on the verge of owning my own State Farm agency to looking at federal prison. I took that kind of step back. My company right now, Maya Solutions, is the idea that I wrote on the notepad while I was in county jail in Dougherty County, wondering if I was going to federal prison or not. That's real life. I know what it feels like when we have to take a step back. I had small children. I only got involved in what I got involved in because I had a situation with my business and I was worried I wasn't going to be able to take care of my children. And the money was so good and so easy and nobody was looking for us, and I got in too deep. And it almost cost me my freedom for a long, long time. You want to talk about as a man? I got a wife. We had 4 children. All of them were still in car seats at this time. And I'm sitting in county jail facing federal prison time. After do you know how rare it is in South Georgia for I think I was like 30, 32 at the time, a 32-year-old black man to have a State Farm agency? My sister worked for State Farm at the time. She worked for them for many years. And she knew about opening a guy that was retiring. And even though I wasn't a State Farm agent, and they typically only, they want to give existing State Farm agents a chance to own agencies and things like that when they become available, right? But my sister was able to help me get an interview. I breezed through everything. Like, I scored high on the assessments. I went and hung out with the guy who owned the insurance agent. Shout out to the homie Big Dog Philly OG in the building. Appreciate you, OG, pulling up, hollering at your brother, man. Appreciate you. Peace to you too, brother. But at 32 years old in deep South Georgia, Albany, Georgia, to be a black man on the verge of taking over an existing State Farm agency was unheard of. It still probably is unheard of. I don't know no young brothers that got agencies with State Farm in Albany. I was right there. And then something beyond my control put my family at risk financially. And I made some bad decisions in reaction to the circumstances. So not only did I lose my agency, I almost lost my freedom for a very long time. So for anybody that might need to hear that, just because you have to take a step backwards does not make you a failure. And for those of us who are men, we know at the end of the day, the number one priority for any of us is our family. Anything else outside of that can wait, or we can find another way to get it done. First priority is always our family. And anybody that does that, that moves like that as a man, will always and forever have my respect and admiration for whoever may need to hear that. All right? But we got to look at ourselves sometimes. That situation that I just described, that was my doing. Yeah, it was messed up, the situation I was in financially. Yeah, I was stressed out, man. I was scared. I didn't want to look like a failure in front of my kids. But when I was sitting in that jail cell for the months, I ain't had nobody else to look at but me. And one thing you'll find out about life, most of the time, whenever you want to see a big change in your life, the only thing you have to do is take more responsibility for everything happening in your life. And I learned that lesson multiple times in my life from personal experiences. That taking responsibility in a situation is a lot of times the cure to the situation. Right? So knowing that we've been lied to, that we've been conditioned and given this false identity, this false definition of what success is, and we're looking in the mirror, we're doing that self-analysis, that hustler's analysis that I talk about sometimes. You have to realize that this system was not built for us to win. I'm going to say that again. The reason why you see so much fake winning, fake influences, and fake, is because the system was never designed for you to win. The system is designed to prevent you from winning. Therefore, the name of the game and your goal as a business owner, entrepreneur, or hustler is to beat the system. Say that again. And I don't mean by political action. I don't mean by any particular one thing. I mean the name of the game as a hustler is to beat the system. What's involved in beating the system? Being responsible with your finances. Making wise decisions. At this point in my life, I really don't have nothing to prove to nobody. Not out here on the streets. Why do I need to go hang out certain places and put myself in certain environments then? Knowing what could happen there. Right? Those are the type of things that make you successful in this world, because those are the type of things that will actually help you beat the system. Not fall into the trap of the influencers, not fall into the trap of them dangling the carrot in your face. No, in order to beat the system, it takes skills and a mentality and a mindset that you cannot buy with money. And in order to be successful in this world, again, success ain't got nothing to do with money. If you beat this system financially, morally, spiritually, ethically, however you beat this system, you won. You successful. That's the name of the game. Beat them. Don't let them get you. Right? And the only way you can know if you starting to fall into some of them traps, you got to do that analysis from time to time. You got to be able to give yourself a checkup. You got to be able to look in the mirror, and you got to be able to be real with you. And that's what it is. So, with that said, Y'all know how I do, man. Y'all know I don't never go all the way through these presentations. One of these days, I'm going to go all the way through. But there are about 20 slides in this presentation on success. And again, if you don't know, all you have to do is go to legithustle.com. That's legit-hustle.com. And you can get the presentations there. And you can deep dive into them. You can look at them for free, no charge. They always going to be there for my people, right? So any of the presentations that you see on my channel that I use, the slideshows, like the one on the screen, they're always available on legithustle.com for you. And you can get them, man. Check them out, you know. And if you've tried to get one recently and you were unable to, I literally just had to fix my the back end of my app, my system. I had a little issue with it not delivering the proper links and stuff to people's email address. So hopefully that's corrected now. So if you was having some issues getting the presentations, that should be fixed. I worked on that today. So hopefully everything's up and rolling, man. Hey, Smash, I told you, man, I had some stuff for you, right? So I ain't going to spend a lot of time on this show talking about this. If y'all want to dig more into this presentation on success, again, just go to legithustle.com and grab it. But for my homie, for my bro, my channel day one that's been here, man, I loaded up some music and I want to see what y'all think about it, man. Y'all want to kick it a little bit? Y'all down? Y'all let me know. I keep talking about the nerd stuff if you want me to. I was kind of hoping y'all let me we'll rock out a little bit and have some fun for a minute, man. Hey, Smash, I really be appreciating you on the music thing too, bro, because I don't really make music. You know, I say it all the time. I'm not trying to be a rapper or I'm trying to sell no music, man. I make music to say the stuff that I feel like need to be said because I might not hear nobody else saying it, right? And then I can play it on my channel. I ain't got to worry about copyright strikes. And it ain't got to be so boring. It ain't just me up here talking all the time. So I make music more so, you know, to fit what I do on Legit Hustle and for therapy, a little bit of personal therapy. So if you with it, if y'all down with it, you know, let me know, Smash. And man, we're gonna jam out for a minute, man. I got a couple different songs I want your feedback on. So y'all let me know, man. Y'all wanna rock out for a few minutes? This way I don't have to be a YouTuber the whole time. Also, all right, hey, say less. We finna rock out for a minute, Smash. So, and you get my tone right, man. I don't know tone be tripping, bro. But I changed the background music, so I hope you like it. You know what I'm saying? So let's get into some music, man. All right, check this out. All right, Smash. Let me see what I want you to hear. All right, so this song right here, this is my song Bumping. And before I play it, I need to make sure that it's going to play because the last time I tried to play it, I couldn't get no sound out of it. But anyway, Bumping is my barbershop thing. As you know, I got a background in cosmetology. So I have a couple songs that I made. I written some books for barbers and hairstylists some years ago. So I made the song Bumping as like my barbershop anthem. So on my Mike Be the Barber page on Facebook, I would play a lot of stuff. And this was usually the theme song to my barber content a lot of times on my Facebook page. So without further ado, and hopefully it plays this time, I want y'all to hear Bumping. Then we're going to come back and I want to know what y'all think about it, all right? So here we go. This is Bumping. Everybody, all the barbers, all the styles, all the yeah, man. What's up, everybody? Everybody, all the barbers, all the styles, y'all know what's up, man. Bumping, spot, jumping, speakers, pumping, customers running, we here, they coming, cause they come, cause it's time to hit the block, out the bed, hit the clock, take a shower, grab my socks, fresh jeans, belt and watch, crank the bins, hit the top. I'm up early cause my shop stay jumping like hopscotch. Everybody know we hot, they a hater, they say we not. Where they at? Point them out, look them in the eyes and then stop. Cause it's 2024 and they must be out here on rocks. Whether baldy or flat tops, Tim face to dreadlocks, we cut them all. State to state is much the same. Everybody know the name. In your section, you the main. They want that heat and bring that flame. You don't play about this game. You ain't looking for no fame, but you bumpin'. Yeah, bumpin', 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 bumpin'. Spots they jumpin', 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 jumpin'. Speakers booming, bumpin', 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 bumpin'. Customers runnin', we here, they comin', cause they bumpin', yeah. And let's not forget the ladies. Some of y'all cold as walrus balls, clutching on them blades. Whether black, white, or Asian, undisclosed, no debating when it comes to cutting up a head. Some of y'all amazing, certified that our titles are synonymous with greatness. From the corners to big stages, and we known for making wages. So to all the barbers, get your bread up. And every time a hater see you, hold your head up. The epitome of American dream. That's what that is about, man. Made of turn to something from a nothing on your grind. So they coming like a race, you in the running. That's the reason that your shop stay steady buzzing. And you a hustler, man. Plus you bumpin', 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 spots they jumpin', 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 jumpin'. Speakers booming, bumpin', 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 bumpin'. Customers running, we here, they comin', cause they bumpin'. Yeah, what y'all think? Y'all like bumping? I see the little delay going on, so I gotta kind of chill and let the video finish because y'all still watching it. But let me know, man. That's bumping, man. I did that for the barbershop. You know what I'm saying? Just some fun shit. You know what I'm saying? Show it to the homies at the shop. And I've been doing video editing since high school, man. Like I started messing with video editing like way back in the day in high school. So I do all my own content, bro. I do all my own editing. The only thing I do is I buy the beat, but I do all my own recording, all my own mixing, all my own mastering. I do all the video, all the editing. And I do it, I enjoy it, but it's very time consuming because I do everything. And it's not like, you know, it's not essential to what I do. So when I get a chance to write, you know, I enjoy writing, man. I started off writing poetry, so I try to keep it real, man. I be thinking like, you know, what I would like the lyricists that I look up to and respect. Like, what would 3 Stacks say if he heard my verse? You know what I'm saying? Or I like battle rap too. So, you know, say Rum Nitty is one of my favorite battle rappers. I be thinking like, man, I wonder what Rum would say. You know what I'm saying? If he heard this one. So yeah, man, I do it for fun. I really love hip hop. I love the culture as a whole, man. You know, it's our culture. It's our shit. I grew up in it. Got a lot of love for it. Even the bumps and bruises and the mistakes that we done made, you know, with hip hop. But I never turn my back on hip hop, man. I love hip hop as part of our culture, man, and we gotta protect it, you know, as I'm sure y'all all know. Just have. He said, UK tether song. Yeah, video editing, man, a 3-minute video, bro, depending on what you doing to it, man, it might take more than a day to do that. It might take a couple days for a 3-minute video, bro, and it'd be exhausting. And I'm talking about that's you working on the video all day, let alone anything else you gotta do for business. So yeah, that was bumping. All right, so I couldn't leave the ladies out, right? Because anybody that know me know how Mike love ladies, nigga. So I couldn't leave the ladies out. So I did a song for the salons, for the ladies, called Bad Girls. So I'm going to play Bad Girls for you too. And give me a second. I might have to run it back because I see what I did. When I loaded this stuff up, I messed around and muted the output. So after I start the video, I'm going to have to go back into the settings and change it. But yeah, this is Bad Girl, man. This for all the sexy ladies out there, all my beautiful FBA sisters and all the beautiful women, regardless of what flavor you come in. All the beautiful ladies out there, man. All the beautiful little sexy little girls, man. This for y'all, man, for all the bad girls. Let's do it. All the bad girls. All the sexy ladies. All the grown ass women. Yeah. Yeah, this one goes out to all the bad girls. All the sexy ladies. All the grown ass women. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you bad.
BeatStars.com.
Yeah, you know you. Damn, you bad. Yeah, you know you. Yeah, you know you. Bad. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, she bad. Excuse me, miss. Yeah, you know you bad. I spotted you across the food court with your sexy ass. I bet your mama fine. Probably a size 5. Pimp can see you got that front, back, and side to side action. I'm fascinated with your walk. That country twang in that country slang that you talk. If you walk away right now, shorty, I stalk. Man, nah, I'm just playing. You know, I wouldn't do no shit like that. I'm just playing, girl. Yeah, you know it. I ain't got no game though. I'm just a poet, and I don't shoot no shots. I'm too busy scoring and tell a bad girl some bad shit. She can't ignore this girl. Some like, let's drop the top on the porch. Go sightseeing, you the map, no door. But I can pack your back, take your body, go explore. Till you snowing, running back the next morning somewhere foreign in a phone. Yeah. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. Girl, you know you bad. What you talking about? Yeah, she bad. She knows she bad. Hell yeah, she bad.
BeatStars.com.
You know what I'm saying? And where you get your hair did, I'm paying for it. I got you. Tip your stylist something extra, cause she keep you glowing, and plus your toes right. Yeah, that's that shit I like. So fuck a pump and dump. I'm trying to spend the night alive. You know where I'm going. Hope I'm not too bold, but I need to hold you like a remote control. But I don't wanna be pushy or get you mad. This ain't just about getting no pussy on your ass. It's the fact that you so bad.
BeatStars.com.
Yeah, you bad. You know you. Damn it. You know you bad. Yeah, you know you bad. She a bad. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, she bad. Yeah, you know you bad.
You are talk with African
She
team.
a bad.
BeatStars.com.
You are make it go sticky
You know
like
what I'm saying?
Me
Yeah,
a
she
bad
bad.
man, girl, is you my new thing, baby. You go crazy, I my baby. So baby, put it on me. So baby, put it on me.
Yeah. Yeah, man, I hope y'all like that, man. That's Bad Girls, man. For all my ladies, man. I had to do something, man. I can't make no song for the dudes at the shop, you know. Not say nothing for the ladies, beauty salons and nail shops, you know what I'm saying? Gotta represent. Y'all like that one? Yeah, that's Bad Girls, man. That's one of my favorite songs that I've done actually. Was Bad Girls. So yeah, man. I got a couple more I'm gonna drop for y'all. Let's see what else. All right, so UFOs. UFOs was a song that I was inspired by a female friend of mine, and I won't say no names, but I was inspired by her to write this song. And I ain't gonna say too much. I'm just gonna play it for y'all. You let me know. UFO stands for unidentified falling objects, and I'm essentially warning my friend about her friend. So that's the premise behind UFO. And with that being said, yeah, let's do it, man. Shit, sitting there working on the video. What you up to? Alright. Yeah, I'm coming through. You come through. For sure. But you already know though. I'm just saying. Baby. Yeah, she knows it's cool. Alright. For sure. Alright.
Christmas, I'm your wishes, but the difference, I'm the one that grants the wishes. Let's get missing, yeah, we dipping through the clouds, under moonlight, somewhere kissing, blowing clouds, riding around the town, dirtier than dishes. To the whole city, sick of us and say this shit ridiculous. But we ain't hiding when we riding, we conspicuous. Like Whitney Houston, Bobby Brown, just us down on double back, but when them hoes ain't around. You know you're dripping from your head to your toes, booty banging, body busting out your clothes. I'm just saying, shop. I know exactly who you are, you a star, but you need to shake them hoes, let them go. They UFO. Yeah, before you ask, last time was a blast. I fell asleep that night, thinking, dreaming about your ass. I'm sure your friends probably told you I was trying to smash. I hope you screamed and laughed, knowing I ain't move that fast. It's something different when we vibe, kinda like how the tide be controlled by the moon up in the sky. The type of traction you can't buy got me staring in your eyes, mesmerized, captivated. Probably the reason why that my hand keeps on making plans to touch one of your thighs while we burning up the pavement, scraping rubber off the tires, hitting corners like we pitching, and it's right back to your side. Next weekend we can skin once again if them hoes ain't around. You know you're dripping from your head to your toes, booty banging, body busting out your clothes. I'm just saying, shawty, I know exactly who you are, you a star, but you need to shake them hoes, let them go. They UFOs. You know you dripping from your head to your toes, booty banging, body busting out your clothes. I'm just saying, shawty, I know exactly who you are, you a star, but you need to shake them hoes, let them go. They UFO. Yeah, I'm just saying, baby. Yeah, you know you fly. You know I'm fucking with you. I mean, you say you like kicking with an older man, right? Alright then, I'm just saying. You know you dripping from your friends and your toes, booty banging, body busting out your clothes. No good, man. Everybody can see it. I know exactly who you are. You a star, but you need to shake the hoes, let them go. There you go. Hoes ain't around.
Yeah. And that's UFOs, man. Trying to let somebody know about their friends. You know what I'm saying? You ever known a young lady? She might have been very beautiful or not, don't matter. You was digging her, you was feeling her, you know what I'm saying? You see all this potential in her. And I get, I'm sure it apply to women too. Could be a dude. You see all this potential in a person. And sometimes you fall in love with the potential of a person. You ever fell in love with the potential of a person? And in loving that potential, just seeing things that a person might need to tighten up on, make some adjustments on. You try to warn people that you care about, but it don't mean they gonna listen. You know what I'm saying? So that song was inspired by a real life situation with a friend of mine, that I was digging, thought she was pretty cool or whatever. So yeah, man. Now, smash. The next one is Styling for Dollars. This is the first song that I ever recorded and the first music video I ever did of my own, right? Like I didn't been involved with other people's projects a little bit here and there, nothing major. But yeah, this is my first time ever like recording something and like doing a visual with it, right? So this is the first song that I ever recorded. And I recorded this song on a $25 microphone from Walmart in my studio that me and my girlfriend at the time had inside our crib. So yeah, man, this is Styling for Dollars. This is the theme song to my book that I wrote, Styling for Dollars. So yeah, check this out, man. What's good, yo? What's good, yo? Welcome to Styling for Dollars. Styling for Dollars. My little journey about how I got this thing. I call it business. Start something like this. I'm gonna run that back. What's good, yo? What's good, yo? Welcome to Styling for Dollars. Styling for Dollars. My little journey about how I got this thing. I call it business. Start something like this. Start something like this.
Scene one.
Middle school, when I first picked up my tube, start scribbling all in my notebooks so I wouldn't cut the food. Back in 8th grade, Miss Green class, your fine ass, no joke. I would draw heads and say them in while listening to your posts. While chopping up my classmates about day to day, them shoes fade. Those heads that I gave shade, I was chopping them to tape. When I got bored, my mind explored to keep me on my feet. Some kids choose the first number two and the grace was all I need. Like a noodle send me, would chop it up back in. About getting paid from scribbles made, the Spider-Man and X-Men. All I had to do was believe it, know inside that I'd achieve it. With my eyes fixed from the most high, I have whatever I needed. So let's go.
So, I assume if you listen to this, you know, you're probably in the beauty business or probably some other service-based business. I want to give a shout out to you, you know what I'm saying? I want this to feel kind of like a party. This is a celebration, releasing my book, and you partaking in it with me. So I appreciate that, you know what I'm saying?
Back in high school,
I was like, fool, my close friends with failure. Started getting high, skipping all the time, running gang paraphernalia. To tell the truth, I was a bit aloof. I was really off in my world, filled with real ones, no stun guns, and all the pretty little girls. With me, they come and kick it up. In real life, it was different, cause none of those are mature girls get academics. So my teeth, I just gritted, smiled and then buried. For me to get fast money, I'd have to have some carrots. Fast forward my graduation, we moved across the nation. But this little town we moved to set the stage for this demonstration. I got persuaded and rolled in, closed beauty school and I dove in. I graduated, no hesitation, and saw my dreams start to roll in. So let's go.
Yep. Whatever business you're involved in, whatever industry you're involved in, I just want to give you a shout out, you know what I'm saying? Say thank you, express lots of gratitude. You know, your purchase is really helping to support someone else's dream, you know, and you deserve the most sincerest thanks for that. You feel me?
Not to oversimplify it, cause the facts don't deny it. That obstacles come unopposed, like how dare you try it? Oh, you wanna live and be free? Well, that's a joke to me. I got an idea for your strong will. There's a child, but don't you try it. Don't buy it, tell them quiet. When they speak against your vision, what's for you is only for you. That's why to you was given, but you gotta believe in me. I never did so weak. So to you and yours, may the most high give peace, prosperity, and bliss.
Yeah. So again, you know, I can't say it enough. Thank you so much for your purchase, or even being interested in what I got going on. Hopefully this is just the beginning, you know. Hopefully you'll move on and continue to do business with me and my team, and I can prove to be of whatever benefit that I can be to you and yours. Be that your team, your family, whatever, you know. But if nothing else, this has been Styling for Dollars, and I say shalom. Man, I ain't watched Styling for Dollars in a minute. I had so much fun doing that one. Like I said, that was my first song ever, man. And that was for my book, Styling for Dollars. So, yeah, man, that's the first song I ever recorded, bro. Excuse me. Anywho, I think that's all the old ones that I had that you hadn't seen yet, Smash. So, yeah, man, them some of the songs. I think if I come across any more stashed away, I make sure I load them up. We'll rock out to them one day, man. I'm glad y'all appreciate it, bro. You know, like I said, man, on my channel, because of what I talk about, I don't really get into a whole lot of spiritual things on Legit Hustle, but because of who I am, it's so much a part of my daily life that it's still, you know, I still incorporate it into my topics, you know, the best way I can. But I intentionally try to keep it a little bit neutral on here. But with that being said, man, anybody that know me and know me in real life know where I stand and how firmly I stand on what I stand on, you know. So, yeah, man, anybody that know me know who I always give thanks and praises to. And if you notice in my music videos, it's always in my video somewhere, you know, and I'm always going to give thanks and praises to the Most High. So, yeah, that's what it is, man. I appreciate y'all hanging out with your homie, man. I was about to say your boy. Ain't no boys over here. It's all men and women over here at Legit Hustle, man. Ain't no boys. So, Yeah, man, I appreciate y'all pulling up, hanging out with me. I'm gonna bump a couple more before we get out of here. These are newer songs. Smash, I know you like Hood Angels, so I'm gonna bump Hood Angels. Black Truth, I don't think you heard Hood Angels before. I rarely play that one on this channel because it's a little bit more serious and it's actually real touching. It's real personal because there's a lot of references to my little baby brother in there. And tell y'all a secret, I was actually crying at a point when I was talking about the children at the end. If you listen real closely, you'll hear me choke up. And I was actually crying when I was recording this song, man. So I take this one real personal. This one's real dear to me. So yeah, Hood Angels, man. Let's do it.
Man, it's for everybody that we lost, man. Especially my brother, Darius Javon Sanders. You know what I'm gonna do it right. And baby, y'all just an angel.
I know I'm wide awake, still feels like I'm dreaming. Children dying on the street, and mama's always grieving. Every time I look around, man, another nigga bleeding. And you can't trust your friends, cause some niggas stay scheming. Trapped in our own hoods, always misunderstood. Family say you're no good, till you wish a nigga would. Turn on the TV and they callin' niggas thugs. Try and convince the world all niggas sell drugs. Instigating genocide, it's us versus us. So there's no more fucking love, and there's no more fucking trust. Feels like a lie saying there'll be better days when you're peeking over shoulders, case you gotta duck a straight. Our elders losing faith, too hurt to even pray. Your nigga lose it all, throw it away with one mistake. The black family is damn near a myth. The people that the most high gave the greatest gift. Survived being colonized, some survived the ships. Turn pain into poetry that flowed off our lips. The same words that taught the world how to dance, nigga, how to lean your hat, nigga, how to rock your pants. Turned on each other, started using our hands to gun each other down instead of building up our man. Instead of love, since we only share our pain, if we turn that shit around, man, there's so much more to gain. You say I'm lying, then how would you explain? There's a whole fucking list, nigga. Let's look at some names. Look at Pop, look at Big, look at Dolph, X10, Fat Pat, Camouflage, look at Dollar, Soulja Slim. Mac Dre was a legend, and look what we did to him. Killing off our brightest for some motherfucking gems. I cried when Nipsey died, seen this shit a million times. On top of all that, I had just buried mine. How could it really be? They both was 33, so I see Black Sam, can't help but see me. I know the pain, know the shame, know the hurt of looking at your brother on a motherfucking shirt when he stood up like a man for the turf, and the turf turned around and they put him in the dirt. Tell me what's the reason, I'm asking really pleading. I ain't getting no answer, so my heart turned to semen. Brag about taking caps, how we busting straps. A little baby's dying, why they taking naps? We let the world change us, tell us we all gangsters, and our women hoes when we really hood angels. They never told us even angels stumble and lose their wings sometimes just to keep you humble. That is really not the same when a nigga throw the game and a nigga just get tripped and he fumble. That's not the time to crumble. I promise, man, I'm not just trying to sun you. It's only out of love, I'm trying to warn you. I picked up his pen and what came out was tears. I thought they were mine, the most I said they his. He told me write this down and give it to his kids. Tell them who they are, what it ain't and what it is. His little hood angels. Yeah, nigga. Little hood angels. And when I first decided I was gonna drop some music and share my thoughts with the world, man, I ain't doing this to make no nigga bob their head, man, tap their foot. You know what I'm saying? Somebody gotta speak up. It might cost me my life, and I might say so one day. That caused me, you know. Somebody gotta stand up. Somebody gotta speak on this shit. Especially for my baby. We little hood ain't.
Legit hustle. Legit hustle. Go get him, Uncle Mike.
Yeah, it's like take number 4 or some shit like
Go get him, Uncle Mike.
Man, I'm just finna spit this shit. Try to keep in mind where I'm supposed to stop. It's gonna come out how it come out, fuck, you know what I'm saying? Ever move at your pace, you change your time, space, and place. Disappear without a trace, reappear to show your face.
Only time to time, cause the bottom line, you only got the time to make. Foot on the gas, don't touch the brake. Fuck if I crash, fate is fate. Most times lessons, that's your grace. Lots at stake, watch for mistakes. Treat obstacles like they steak. Heavyweight, then clean your plate. Even if you ate already. Grown man shit gets heavy. War in the streets is really up. So lock and load and aim steady. You a hustler, time to prove it. You a gangster, who you move with. Better keep an extra toolkit. Pray to God to never use it. Just a clue for all the clues. Playing dumb, but don't be stupid. Like Steph Curry off the dribble. I don't even gotta look when I shoot it. This a warning for the busters and an anthem for the hustlers. Next time you fold your bundles, just remember, hustle told you. Keep your drip right, yeah, that's Nova. Keep your coat as cold, that's polar. Put that hustle over your shoulder. Carry that bitch till it's over. Yeah. It's legit hustle, man. You know what I'm saying? For the hustlers only. If you out here grinding, pushing, getting it on your own, trying to build something for yourself and your family, I'm talking to you. Yeah. So what you took an L? Everybody fall down sometimes, man. Get up, shake that shit off. Keep it pushing, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. You a hustler. If he gave up, it wasn't me, not in a hustler's pedigree. I knew the path that I had chosen wasn't free, nor should it be. A real leader's gonna stand up, give his friends a helping hand up. If he get one, then he got one. From the Lambo to the Phantom, only if it's just legit. All 366, he only swing for the fence. Legit hustlers never miss. Belt the ass, I got a list. Rub me wrong, you get your itch. Pop out, I hope you got a wish. Like the genie in this bitch. Hustlers and suck, never mix. Real is real, so don't forget. That is that and this is this. On real hustle shit that we kick, you dig? You dig? Yeah. That is that and this is this. On real hustle shit that we kick, you dig? Yeah, like I said, man, this is legit hustle. Tales of a Hustler 3. You know what I'm saying? For the hustlers, man. The go-getters. You know, people out there getting it on their own. Yeah. If that's you, welcome to Tales of a Hustler 3. Here's your homie, legit hustle. Yeah, man. Speaking for the hustlers, man. No matter where you came from, you be from the streets, you be Ivy League, you get stockbroker, man. You can be just a regular dude, man, selling fruit on the corner. I don't care, man. If you a hustler, you know you a hustler. It's in you, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking to you. Yeah.